Months of confusion over the state of Hudson's water supply came to a climax in recent weeks as residents voiced frustration, and the town opted to supply free bottled water until they can remove dangerous PFAS chemicals from their system. Even so, communications from the town, the school district, and the state have been frequent and at times somewhat contradictory, challenging residents as they attempt to protect themselves and their families. In January, the Cranberry Well on Parmenter Road in Hudson tested for 76 parts per trillion of dangerous PFAS substances, 6 parts over the 70 parts per trillion federal and state guidelines. The town shut off the Cranberry Well to minimize contamination of the rest of its water supply, but did not inform water customers of all of this until late February. Since the public became aware of the issue, PFAS levels have decreased to as low as 55 parts per trillion in mid-April. Though now below the aforementioned state and federal guidelines, it may not stay that way for long, for as the scientific community learns more about PFAS, Massachusetts is considering lowering their guideline to 20 parts per trillion. Knowing this, leaders like Selectman John Parent promised the support of the town to an auditorium of frustrated residents at a recent water safety forum at Hudson High School.
We'll act quickly and appropriately to deal with the unfortunate hand that we've been dealt by the manufacturing and business sectors.
Somewhat ubiquitous in modern life, PFAS is used in everything from firefighting materials to manufacturing, particularly of non-stick cooking surfaces and stain-resistant fabrics. Most dangerous to infants and breastfeeding children, the chemical can cause developmental defects. It can also, however, affect the fully grown, having been linked to thyroid, liver, kidney, and immune system problems. Though research is minimal, experts also fear it can increase cancer risks. Complicating the process of removing PFAS from the water supply, it is not the sort of compound that can boil away either, in the way many organic contaminants can. Instead, the town is installing filters at both the contaminated Cranberry Well and the Chestnut Street filtration plant that processes Cranberry Well water. This, though, officials say could take up to 45 days, leaving elevated levels of PFAS in the water for at least another month after already living there since at least January. In response to that, the school district recently acted to provide clean Poland spring water to students and staff. That rollout, however, said Superintendent Marco Rodriguez at a recent school committee meeting, was hardly perfect.
Monday morning, there was some water fountains that were wrapped in plastic, being out of limit, and that was sending the wrong message that the water wasn't viable. The water, according to the town, according to EPA, all the current health advisories and that they have, the quality will continue to be under the regulatory limits. So it sent the wrong message, and at the same time we didn't have the water being delivered at the same time. So we quickly, that morning, we removed those covers that were in some parts of the school, and those covers have not been put back together. Okay, we're not closing the water fountains at this time because, again, all the advisories from the town and from EPA says the drinking water is still viable.
However imperfect its introduction to the schools was, water is now available alongside drinking fountains throughout the district. For the rest of the community, after months of conversation about the water issue, officials are now distributing bottled water 3 times a week to families through a distribution center at Hudson's DPW station. All in all, many community members are frustrated, and local and state officials in kind say they are going to bat everywhere from the Department of Environmental Protection to the legislature to the contaminated wells themselves for those community members. In the end, they say the goal for everyone involved in this issue is the same.
Our DEP, Department of Public Health, Board of Selectmen, DPW, Board of Health, all are working to meet and achieve these goals of making sure that there are no readings in the water at the end of this challenge. The goal for every person here is clean water, and that means no PFA readings for Hudson.